Good evening. Now your STV News, including the headlines for air. It's 10 years to the day since two men tried to drive a jeep loaded with gas canisters into the main terminal at Glasgow Airport. A number of people who stepped in received awards for their bravery in the years after. One of the terrorists died at the scene. The manufacturer of a helicopter fleet which remains grounded in the UK have launched a safety survey asking for feedback. Airbus hope they'll obtain valuable views on the features of their Super Pumas, which have been banned from flying here following a fatal crash in Norway last year. Zero Waste Scotland has been commissioned by the government to study how a deposit return scheme on empty bottles would work in practice. The scheme sees consumers pay a deposit that is refundable once an empty bottle is returned. Earlier this week, a Greenpeace expedition around Scottish coastlines found widespread environmental damage caused by plastic bottles. Now, two so-called city trees have been installed in the city centre of Glasgow with the aim of cutting air pollution. It's the first city in the UK to house the 4-metre structures which improve air quality and are said to have the same benefit as over 250 real trees. But environmental campaigners don't think it's the right solution.
I'm a bit sceptical about how effective they really are, but they'll certainly make a difference. But it's a pretty small difference because Glasgow has a really big air pollution problem. So yes, they'll make a small difference, but we really need to tackle the level of traffic and the types of vehicles that are coming through the city centre to make Glasgow's air actually clean.
And the main stories in air. A search and rescue helicopter team at Prestwick has completed its 500th mission. The Coast Guard took over operations at the site from the Navy in January last year. The milestone earlier this week coincides with the launch of a new helicopter tomorrow, which has seen crews operating 2 types of aircraft for the last few months while dealing with call-outs. And an appeal against East Ayrshire Council's refusal of permission for a controversial dog breeding farm has been dropped. Hazel Hunter applied for a licence to breed puppies last year, but was rejected by the local authority. Well, that's all we've got time for just now. We'll be back in an hour with the STV News at 6. But first, let's see how the weather is for the weekend. Bye-bye.
STV Weather, sponsored by Thompson. STV Weather, sponsored by Thompson.